Testing, testing, one, two, three. Well, well, well. Welcome back. Give me a moment. Momento. Momento. Uno momento más. ¿Cómo estás? Konnichiwa. Uno momento todo. Okay. Alright, we're back. This one is going to be quite a quick series. Just a reminder. Not a long video, not a long stream. I'm just going to do vids. 15 minutes. 20 minutes. As you can clearly see, I'm not too hyped. Because I have to get over this loss. I'm starting all the way from the bottom of this stupid hill. Okay, whatever. Let's just get it done. And I still haven't unlocked a single ending. Ugh. You know, I forget this game. We're going to do it any percent, Warren. I don't have time or patience. My brain. I don't remember this music. Oh, goodness. One robber, one mimic. Let's hit it. There's a mimic in the red. Just find a mimic first. Mimic in the red. There's no mimic among the blacks. Spy a black. So, I think that's safe to say. If there's no mimic among the blacks. I think it's a lie. Hold on. There's no mimic among the reds. There is mimic. Okay, so these, one of these are a traitor. Alright. I don't care about that. So if one of these have to be lying, so that means this is telling the truth. Truth. There is a robber among the black boxes. Great. There is a robber among the black. And the problem is, I'll never know which one's a robber because the robber will out themselves because it's telling the truth. There's no robber among the red boxes. So at least that's telling the truth. So which means this is the telling a lie. There we go. Joy. See what I mean? It will out themselves. A robber will out themselves. It's not a thing I can do about that, huh? About that, eh? Give me that axe. Oh. Alright. Okay, going right into it. There's a mimic among the reds. Said from a black box. There is no robber among the reds. Don't care. The leftmost column contains no mimics. Interesting. There is no mimic among the reds. Okay, so one of these are the mimics. That makes it easy. So there is no mimic versus there is a mimic. So if these two are the mimic choices, that means this has to be telling the truth. Which means this would be honest. There is a mimic, and that has to be the mimic. There is no robber, that's telling the truth. The bottom container telling, okay. Either this could be a robber or this is the robber. That's actually an easy one, huh? Booyah! We managed to actually get 100 gold. Finally. It was nice to us. Okay, what do you... It says oh, are you serious? Can I somehow sell 500? That's only 45. That's, a charm. Whatever. Alright, there's no mimic among the black boxes. Okay. That could be a lie. There could be very well be a lie. The box on left is a mimic. Okay. The box above me isn't a mimic. Okay. Easy. So one of these are telling a lie. which means this is a truth. The leftmost column contains a robber. If that's the truth, then that's the truth. Which means this is a robber. Okay, good. So one of these three are guilty. The top row contains a robber. Okay, that fits here. And the leftmost column contains a robber, which is here. Now the only thing is, which one of these two is the robber? If the robber's on the top, well, I ain't testing it. Get out of here. I forget she's a character in this game. With, you know, how useful she is. As I say sarcastically. Okay. We're on basement floor 6. Alright. There's no mimic one. What was that saying? That one, alright? Okay, there's a mimic among the black boxes. No robber among the reds, don't care. There's a mimic among the reds, said the blue. There is no mimic among the reds, and there is a mimic among the reds. Okay, so there we go. We spotted the liars. So that means the rest has to be telling the truth. There is no robber among the red boxes. Okay, so that should be safe. There is no robber among the blue boxes. So that could mean this is a mimic. Because it only could be a blue. It can only be a robber or a mimic. So blue is definitely bad. We learned that. So there is no mimic among the red boxes, which means that's the robber, I have to say. I'm going to guess anyway. There's no mimic among the black boxes, which is true. There's no robber among the red boxes, which has to be false. Okay, I'm thinking this one back here. There's no gear, only gold, so I'm not losing anything. Well, and items, which doesn't help me. I might as well. Those are the only 4 safe options. Man. There is no robber on the mat. That was just a bust. Whatever. Same old charm. Okay. Okay. Okay, we're actually just blasting through it. The right column contains a mimic. The bottom one contains a robber. There's a robber among the blue boxes. Okay. There's a robber among the blue boxes. Okay. 2 of them are saying there's robbers among the blue boxes. They won't be sharing a lie, so this is true and this is true. Okay, so that must mean if that's the case, then one of these are false. One of these are the robber then. So proving otherwise. The leftmost column contains okay, so this so one of these 2 are the mimics. The leftmost or the rightmost contain a mimic. We know that one of the blue blue chests has the robber. And we'll say this one. And there's no mimic. Okay, that's true. The leftmost or the rightmost, there is no Bottom row. Okay, I think this works. Perfect. Alright, so I'm getting kind of better. Better or lucky. I'll take both. Too bad my attack and defense is crap. I'm gonna need her to actually carry me. Because I don't know what else I'm gonna do. Finally. Okay. Got my shrooms. Ah, this isn't good. I'm not gonna lie to you. Okay. Hey. Yep, we just speed read. We just powered through the first 10 levels. So I'm getting a bit better. Great. Okay, one mimic, one robber. So let's first identify the mimic. That's our loss condition. We got a hefty amount of gold, so it doesn't really matter now. As long as we can find items, that's going to be our new income source, alright? There's a robber among the blue boxes. The top row contains no robbers. The top row contains the robbers. That's 2 truths. Interesting. There's only one mimic, one robber, so... If the top row contains no... Oh, wait a minute. Top row contains no mimics, no robbers, and there's a robber. Wait a minute. There is a robber among the blue boxes. The top row contains no robbers. But there's the top row... Okay, there is no robber among the black boxes. The bottom contains the robbers. Okay. There's no mimic among the blue boxes. And there is a mimic among the blue boxes. Okay, we found our mimic somewhere here. That there is a mimic among the blue boxes versus there is no mimic among the blue boxes. So the mimic has to be one of those two. So that means this is true, and this is true. Which means this is the robber. There is no robber among the blocks, that's true. The bottom contains no robbers, that is also true. So there is no robber among, there's no mimic among the blue boxes. Which makes that inevitably true. Okay, I'm gonna go with that. What? I'm about to die. Okay, no I didn't. The top row contains no mimics. There is a robber among the blue boxes. Misdirection. There is a robber among the blue boxes. Great. Got 55 gold. That sucks. Okay, floor 12. Diagonally down left isn't a mimic. Diagonally up right. Okay, that's fine. I am not a mimic. Just straight up. I'm not a mimic. I don't know why this is making me laugh. I am not a mimic. Surely you're not a mimic. There is nothing suspicious about this. But anyway, diagonally down left isn't a robber. Up right isn't a mimic. Up left isn't a robber. Okay, so up right isn't a mimic. Down left isn't a mimic. Okay, so it's not... It's just self-proclaiming, I'm not a mimic. And it's not pointing to any mimics either. That's the weird part. So let's just look for lies in general. Or contradictions. There's no robber in the black boxes. Down left isn't a mimic. Up left isn't a robber. So we got two boxes pointing to this one and saying it's not. Which isn't a mimic. Isn't a robber. Okay, I'm pretty sure the answer's in these left-hand boxes here. I just am having issues. I can't think. I'm just gonna use it. I don't. Okay, the right middle box isn't. So this is telling the truth. Dialing down left isn't a robber. Great. So it could be a mimic or a chest. Diagonally up right isn't a mimic. Okay, so that is telling the truth. Good. Is there anything pointing to this box down here? Up left, up right. They're all vouching for each other. I don't want to just leave. 95, 86. Diagonally down left isn't a mimic. There's nothing outright contradicting it. It isn't a robber. So if red is correct, there is no robber among the black boxes. It coincides with what this bottom one here is saying. This one technically, in effect, isn't a robber then either. So if it isn't a robber, then it's either a chest or a mimic. Okay. Which means there is no robber in the black boxes, which makes the black boxes sus. If these two are sharing the same truth, or sharing a truth. I ain't trusting it. Forget it. Oh, I need a weapon. Oh, finally. Attack candy. Again with this I'm not a mimic nonsense. Okay. I like to put that instant X on that one. Because it could very well be a lying. The top row contains a robber. The bottom contains a mimic. The bottom contains no robbers. Okay. Diagonal up left isn't a robber. The top row contains no robbers. Okay, finally, a contradiction. So the mimic has to be in one of those two. The top row contains a robber. Okay. Finally, we found the mimic. So the rest of these have to be good. Now, how do I find the robber here? So if all these are true that the top row contains a robber, which one? The bottom contains a mimic. It's true. The top contains... Wait a minute. Oh, the bottom contains a robber. Okay. Diagonally up left isn't a robber. So that must mean this is the robber. Okay. Easier. Booyah. I know. It's just... it's wild. But we're getting better. Slowly but surely. It took a while, but we're getting better. Ooh, sharp sickle. Oh, same exact stats. Avast ye, goblin! No, have at ye. There we go. Have at ye, goblin! Oh my gosh. You're a toughie. I want to hurt a bit. Alright, we're back in full 16. Oh, I'm running out of time. Not a mimic, hush. Alright, the bottom row contains a mimic. There is no mimic among the blue boxes. I don't know how to judge self-proclamations, because there's no mimic among the blue boxes in this case is the same as saying I'm not a mimic, which is very interesting. The bottom, there's a robber among the reds. There's no robber among the blacks. The bottom row contains no robbers. The bottom row contains a mimic. Okay, is that the same? There is no mimic among the red boxes. And there is a robber among the red boxes. So we got 2 votes of truth saying that there's here. Now the funny part is, one of these is telling the truth, that there is no mimic among the red boxes. Oh, that if this is the robber, and there is a robber among the reds, that means that there is a robber in the bottom row, which means this is incorrect. This is telling the truth. And this is telling the truth. This is telling the truth. Booyah. Okay. Thank goodness. We're gaming. We're gaming out of our minds right now. Oh, this isn't good. I want to do one more floor before I end stream. Well, one more logical floor. This is the most I've ever had weapons break on me, by the way. This is very concerning. We're 18 floors deep, boys. And it looks like my strategy of just finding the quick inconsistency and going from there is working. Alright, the bottom row contains no mimics. There's a robber among the reds. There's no mimics among the reds. There's no robber. Okay, this one. Okay, there's no rob. That's a sleeping box. Wake up. Okay. There is no mimic among the reds. There's no robber among the blacks. The bottom contains no robbers. The bottom contains no robbers. Okay. That means this is innocent. Which makes this is a lie because... Wait, no. Hold on. Revisit. I gotta slow down. Almost died. The bottom contains no mimics. There is no robber among the red boxes. There is no mimic among the red boxes. There is no robber among the black boxes. The bottom row contains no robbers. The bottom row contains no robbers. Okay, so let's say for purposes, this is true. And that's true. Which means this is either the chest or a mimic. I know for a fact it has to be a chest or a mimic. Well, if this is a mimic, let's say for example, that means this is false too. But that goes against logic. Which one is telling the truth? There's no mimic among the reds. Okay, so there he is. Okay, so that's the truth. There's no mimic among the reds. Though there is no mimic among the reds. Because if that's true, the bottom continues, that's the truth. That means it could be a mimic. This could be a mimic, or there is a mimic among the blues. Oh my gosh! I can't think. Top right isn't a mimic. So there is no robber in the red boxes. Okay, great. Which means these three are good. So if that's telling the truth. Right, at this point, will it find me a robber? Okay, so it only will find a chest. Okay. The bottom contains no mimics. There is no robber among black boxes. Okay, I can't think. Not that deeply. Not right now. Jeez. I'm getting wrecked. Oh gosh, I have no health. Oh, this is not good. Okay. I'm about to die. Oh my goodness, I almost died. Oh, thank gosh, dude. That was intense. I thought I was about to die. Alright. Looks like this is the end of the stream. I can't go any further than this. I really want to, but I can't. It's been fun, but I gotta run. Hope you enjoyed this 2 weekend special. Catch me if you can on this Saturday, and I hope you enjoyed the journey. It looks like I found a strategy though. Find a quick inconsistency to find the mimic quickly, and then you can work on finding the robber. Order priorities. So inconsistency, then try to find the robber. Don't worry about getting 100% of the chests. That seems to be my go-to strategy. Alright then, peace. Have a great week. Look forward to seeing you Saturday.